In this episode, we answer questions like, why does Sylvester Stallone look so good at his age?
Should I be eating less as I get older?
And I'm concerned about picking up my granddaughter with my bad lower back.
You ask questions, and we'll answer them. This is the Ask DVCC Fit and Active Show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ask DVCC Fit and Active Show. So in this episode and in this show, we answer questions specifically targeted for our clients that are 60 and over, and indeed if you're not a client of any of the DVCC centres. So, as always, you can send them in to us via email or any other social media outlet, and we will endeavour to answer them on this show. So, straight into it. First question is,
how does Sylvester Stallone look so good at his age?
now let's clarify on his age. He is...
I think he's 68.
68 or
Almost 70.
I think he's almost 70, or he might even be 70 now. And he does look absolutely amazing, unreal. So there's a few different answers to that. A lot of people would say, well, he looks like that because he has a truckload of growth hormone, which is a type of, similar to a steroid, but is the elixir of life, they say. It helps you maintain muscle mass and generally be younger. He has been caught. It was very public. He was caught in Australia. They stopped him at the gate because he had enough that they thought he was going to be dealing it, but obviously it was all for his own personal use. And a lot of people, negative people, might say that that's the main reason that he looks so good.
But the key point with that is that if he wasn't exercising all the time and taking care of his nutrition, he would look nothing like he does. He wouldn't be as fit, he wouldn't be as active, because just taking a substance such as growth hormone doesn't have that impact, the extreme impact that you see. So, yes, he is taking that, so that it's easy to write off the way he looks, but the key point to take from it is that he has been exercising consistently all of his life. He was in great shape when he was younger because he always used to work out. He is now in great shape because he's carried on working out. The growth hormone helps him. He wouldn't be able to train as extremely, be as strong potentially, because he wouldn't recover as much, maybe, but he would still be able to be looking a million times better than most people, because most people don't do what he does. They do not take care of themselves like he does. They don't prioritise themselves like he does.
Yeah, so like Steve was saying, basically he works out extremely hard, harder than most 20-year-olds, looks after his nutrition better than most people, 99.9% of people, and he's done that consistently for what must be almost 60 years, effectively.
But the key is that, no one's going to look like, they're not looking to look like Sylvester Stallone. He's an extreme case, but he's just an example of what consistent taking care of yourself, investing in yourself actually can do. So it doesn't matter what age, and I think that's the key principle that we're always really trying to reiterate, is that using an age is just an excuse, and it's just something that we've allowed kind of social norms, society, to tell us the way we should look. But everyone's probably seen the photos. You see this guy at 60, this guy at 60, and see, about 40, 30 years visible difference between them. One person invests in himself, takes care, looks after himself, eats well, exercises. The other person doesn't. And gradually over years, they get wider and wider apart with how they look, how they're able to function. And so that's the key point. Don't ignore the way Sylvester Stallone looks because he takes something that 99.99% of people are not going to take. That's fine. But look at what he does do that we can all do to be able to look much better. Yeah.
The work ethic and consistently looking after your health as your priority. Mm-hmm. Good. Next question.
Should I be eating less as I get older?
This is an interesting thing, because naturally, yes, you should be. Because one thing we're always talking about as you get, really, it's not as you get older, but it's 30 plus, you tend to lose a little bit of muscle. Now, you can minimize that loss by using resistance work, and that's very important to longevity. The amount of muscle tone you have has been linked to longevity. Basically, you live longer the more muscle tone you have. But the key is that there is a slight decrease over the years. So metabolically, things will slow down a little bit. So it would be no good if you're eating the same as you were when you were 20, but you're now 65. But equally, what also can happen that people don't take into consideration is that they're less active. Now, we don't think that you should be less active if you're 65, 75, 80, 85. It doesn't matter. It's just that most people tend to be less active. So you, again, would be expending less calories, burning less calories. So yes, you should be eating less because you're not as active. You have a little bit of less muscle. Your metabolic rate slows down.
The amount less, though, is up for discussion, because we're not talking about halving the amount you eat. It is relatively small across the years. However, it does add up as you get past 70, obviously. And you'll also find that you probably will naturally eat less and not want to eat as much. But due to the things that Stephen said, across a broad spectrum, yes. However, you do also need to make sure that you're having the right amount of protein, carbohydrates and fats in your meals as well.
And that's the important thing. If you're eating the right types of foods, lean proteins, chicken, fish, things like that, you're eating enough green vegetables, you're eating enough healthy types of carbohydrate, maybe it's quinoa, sweet potato, your body's going to regulate its hunger levels very, very well. It's when you start eating processed foods, cakes, biscuits, things like that, that your body doesn't control your satiety, so how hungry you feel, so you end up eating more calorific foods, more calories than you actually need. All right.
I'm worried about picking up my grandchildren because of my back. Is there anything I could do to improve it?
Very good and interesting question. And actually, one of the main reasons we set up the Fit and Active program is because we believe that grandparents have a massive, and obviously normally 60 plus is grandparents' age, have a massive role to play from our personal experience, but also we're speaking with all our friends and family and whatnot in the upbringing of grandchildren. And therefore, to be able to do that, they need to be physically active and able to do everything as basically parents would. And one of those things obviously is picking up children. And I've seen plenty of people or grandparents not able to pick up their grandchildren purely because they've got weaknesses and they haven't remained active. So
the key thing with that is to realize that your back, the muscles on your back, your bum, all of the muscles down the backside of your body, they're normal muscles. So they're either stronger or weaker than they were. And if you're struggling to lift something up, a child, for example, a grandchild, often that will be from a weakness. Now, the good thing about a weakness is you can make it stronger.
yeah.
So you can make your back stronger. You do the right exercises, and you'll have seen that we've demonstrated some exercises before that strengthen those muscles in your back, a glute bridge, for example. But all of these muscles can be strengthened, and the key is that you put yourself into a progressive training program that will strengthen the right muscles, so that basically every day those muscles are getting stronger, and once they're at a certain level, it won't be a problem lifting anything up. You know, a grandchild, yes, they can be relatively heavy, but nothing that you shouldn't be able to capably to lift.
And let's make no bones, you're either getting stronger or you're getting weaker. So they're generally, in 99.9% of cases, is not a call to leave something and it will get better. That's not the case. Your muscles, specifically, if you leave them, will atrophy, which it basically means get weaker. So you need to be strengthening them if you feel like you need to get stronger to pick up your grandchild. However, also on the flip side of that, and if you're at a level where you are strong enough, but your daily activities change because you've retired or whatever, don't expect that your strength is going to stay if you're not doing the things that got you to that strength in the first place.
And often it's interesting that it'll be the strength in the ones that we don't need, like pushing, that type of movement, that will remain longer than the muscles on the back of your body, because people tend to protect them. They don't use them as much everyday life.
Okay, actually, last question. The question is,
Are you a gym?
so good question. This doesn't necessarily have to just, I guess, stay in the Fit and Active episode. However, are we a gym? No, we are actually a personal training gym. And that basically means that we don't do a normal gym. People come in by themselves, they head down, loud music on, they lift weights, they leave, and half the time they don't achieve what they want to achieve. That's statistically, that's not just me saying that. We're a personal training gym, which means people come by appointment, they're under instruction the whole time that they're exercising. So
The difference with that is that we're able to control the environment, we're able to control the way people are doing exercise the whole time to try and prevent injuries, to make sure they're doing it right. And it's a lot more of a non-judgmental environment because we just do not allow people to be judgmental if they're going to be a client of the DVCC. So the difference with the personal training gym is really you are in a environment of experts, and that's the key, that's the difference. So the word gym, we try and toy with it, but it's what we all have grown up knowing what that means. But just know that a personal training gym means that you're always under the instruction of one of the personal trainers, one of the team, so you're always safe in the knowledge that you're doing things correctly and doing things right, and to the right intensity as well, which is very important.
So, question of the day. We always ask a question, and I would like you to comment in any of the boxes that you have seen this video below. My question is, are you a member of a gym? If you are, put it in the box below, let us know. If you're not or never have been, also comment. I'll be very interested to know that. So there are 3 ways, as always, that you can come and see if the DVCC is for you. There is a 30-day body transformation trial. There's also a 21-day trial and also a 15-day jumpstart trial. All very, very affordable and all accessible through our website, which is thedvcc.com. So if you would like to see if any of the centres at Bedford, Milton Keynes, Hitchin, Northampton or St Albans are for you, go to the site, thedvcc.com, and click and apply for one of those trials. All right, this is Mark and Steve from the DVCC. Bye-bye.